Hey everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing two reviews on both of the films that I saw at this year's London Film Festival 2016. Now I saw two films and those are American Honey and Manchester by the Sea. So let's get into it. So I'm going to start off with Andrea Arnold's American Honey. I had been highly anticipating this film for such a long time. I'm a really big fan of her work. I love Fish Tank, I love her short film Wasp, I think she is a great director, and as you all know, I love supporting female directors. So American Honey was very anticipated after it premiered and won at Cannes Film Festival. And American Honey tells the story of an 18-year-old girl named Star, played by the fantastic Sasha Lane, who decides to kind of put her life on hold and go on a road trip of a lifetime with this other bunch of young adults who go across America selling magazines. Now, Star isn't exactly happy in her home life. She takes care of her two younger siblings, she isn't in a great home and her family don't appreciate her, and it's just very depressing in her home life. So when she meets these group of kids, she kind of finds hope in them. And we see the relationships form within this group with Star and with Jake, who's played by Shia LaBeouf in the film, and with Crystal, who is played by Riley Keough in the film. Now, as I said, Sasha Lane, who plays the main female character in this film, Star, is phenomenal. She is so natural, and that is what I love about Andrea Arnold's directing style and just casting style, really. She gets unknown actors who she thinks can fit the role and just puts them on screen to do what they would normally do. And a lot of this film is improvised, and it really worked for me. Star is a very complex character, and this is her kind of road trip coming of age story, and you can definitely see the layers. She's very vulnerable, but she's also very sure of herself and very strong, and I loved seeing that in a very well-rounded female character. I thought she was fantastic in the film, and I cannot wait to see what Sasha Lane does next. She is just so natural and just so raw. I could have watched her for a good few more hours. And we have the main male lead called Jake, played by Shia LaBeouf in the film. I thought he did a great job. You could see his emotions and how much he cared for Star, and I just thought how natural these actors were in this film really worked in its favour. And that is the same with Riley Keough, who played kind of the lead of the group and the boss woman, Crystal. She was very savage and very on the nose, and that's what I really liked about her character, and all of the supporting characters as well. There are tons and tons of unknown actors or little known actors in this film kind of improvising being these young adults, and every single one of them does a fantastic job. Andrea Arnold's writing style is so kind of pure and just so raw and realistic and intimate as well. As I said, a lot of the film is improvised, so the conversations, there is interruptions, there is overlaps, there's just things you would find in normal conversations in the conversations in this film. And just the action and direction in this film is also very intimate. She uses her aspect ratio that she is famous for using in Fish Tank. It feels very closed up, very claustrophobic, and the camera work and the direction is very intimate, a lot of close-ups going on, and she just notices the little details that no one would ever think to think about and to show on screen. American Honey has a lot to say about race and religion and the American dream, and that is ultimately what this film is about. It's about someone taking their life and making something out of it, and the way that Andrea Arnold tells this story is so beautifully done. This film is around 2 hours and 45 minutes long, so it is a long watch and it can get repetitive at points, but I could have watched this film for the longest time. I was so engrossed and just so enthralled in this story and these characters. I love the way it's shot, I love the way the music works in this film. This is one of the best soundtracks I've heard in the last 5 years. It works so well in this film's favour and just does a bunch of storytelling for the film in general. It's just so well told through the music. The cinematography in this film is gorgeous. I just loved every single aspect of it, and even now, after 2 days of seeing it, it's still rolling around my head. I'm still thinking about it, and I cannot wait to see this film again. It's definitely in my top 10 of the year. I absolutely loved American Honey, and I'm going to be giving it an epic win. This will feel like a long watch for most people because it is a slice of life coming of age film, but it was just so beautiful that I just loved it, and I hope everyone else will appreciate it as much as I do. On to my second film is Manchester by the Sea, directed by Kenneth Lonergan. I'd never seen any of his films before, but I was highly anticipating this film. I'd heard it was emotionally draining and just all around fantastic. This film tells the story of Lee, who is from a small town in Manchester by the Sea in Massachusetts, and he's moved away to Boston and doesn't see his family that much, but when his older brother Joe unfortunately dies, he has to take on the role role of guardian of his teenage son. When Lee goes back to his small town in Manchester by the Sea, he has to face his demons and his fear and his past, and this film just gets incredibly deep and incredibly dramatic. It is an emotionally draining film, but it is really done so well. Casey Affleck in the lead role of Lee, he's a very close-up character, he's very awkward, and he does a lot of the comedy in this film really, really well. He gave a stellar performance. I was so captivated by his performance in this film. He brought me to tears. Never in my life would I have thought that Casey Affleck would have brought me to tears. He probably did in Interstellar too. I should make a note. Never watch Casey Affleck, you will cry. And when you see him come out of his shell, it's incredibly captivating to watch on screen. He is definitely going to be up for Best Actor next year in the Oscars. If he's not, then I will scream. Michelle Williams plays Randy, who is Lee's ex-wife in this film, and I thought she was really great. She wasn't in it as much as I thought she would be, but I thought she was really great. We also have Kyle Chandler playing Joe, who is the older brother of Lee, who has unfortunately died. He was great, but I think one of my favourite performances in this film, along with Casey Affleck, is definitely from the teenage boy that played Patrick. I will put his name here. The relationship between Patrick and Lee is very, very funny. He isn't around much, and he only sees Patrick when his dad is in hospital because of a heart condition that he has. And once his father dies, Patrick kind of has to cope with his Uncle Lee being there all the time and kind of adapting to having this new guardian. And Lee has an incredibly, incredibly dark past. This film is so sad. This film is super, super sad. It's emotionally draining, and you just kind of feel emotionally exhausted after watching it. It's a 2 hour and 15-minute long film, and to me the pacing was very, very slow. It did build up really great tension in a lot of the flashback scenes that are in the film, and it is done so well through the use of music and silence, and director and writer Kenneth Lonergan says so much without saying anything at all, and I thought that was great in the film. As well made and acted this film is, to its cinematography, to its score, to its acting by Casey Affleck. I did feel how long this film was. It was 2 hours and 15 minutes long. It kept getting a little bit repetitive to me. Some of the scenes I really wasn't invested in, some of the side characters I wasn't too invested in either, and that kind of just brought the film down for me a lot. And I'd heard this film was just an overall masterpiece, and to me the third act didn't feel fulfilling enough. I wasn't in the moment, and I wasn't there in the film when this film finally ended. I really didn't get much closure in the character, and I felt like it was too open-ended for my liking, and I just didn't get the final tense climactic scene of this film that I wanted. Kenneth Lonergan does a great job with making you feel claustrophobic and making you feel like you're in the character of Lee. However, I also did feel like I was outside of this story. I didn't feel like I was very in it. Nevertheless, if you do want to go see Manchester by the Sea, I suggest you go see it if it comes near you, if you're a fan of the director or Casey Affleck, or you just want to go see the film. I will be giving it a very big win. I did enjoy the film, I just think it was so emotionally draining I won't be seeing it for a long time now. So if you guys have been fortunate enough to see either American Honey or Manchester by the Sea, let me know what you thought of them down below in the comments, and if you haven't, are you excited to see them? And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing lots more TV reviews and movie reviews for you guys very, very soon. As always, all my social media links are down below in the description if you want to come follow me, and thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you very soon. Bye!